So this video will cover the number one reason why you continually find yourself going back to porn. All right? So if that sounds nice to you, let's go into it. Now, this is something which many men struggle with, and I believe that if you are able to desexualize your brain, the amount of life you'll be able to live clearly without a guilty conscience will be so much higher, right? So much clearer, way better. And the number one reason why many guys keep falling into it, even though they put porn blockers on their phones, or they put some kind of app restrictors on their phones, or they even go to prayer and meet and those kinds of stuff, and they still somehow find themselves falling back in there, is this important thing, right? The root cause. Can you see that? I hope you can see that. The root cause. Now, the root cause is different for so many people. It has a way of manifesting itself when the time comes. You don't even know it because it's a rooted cause. And I'm not going to lie and say prayer doesn't work, but prayer has its benefits. And prayer can start getting you to a point where maybe it's something that was imposed on you, some demonic thing imposed upon you when you were a child. And now the prayer helps to break that thing loose. Do not sleep on prayer. But for some of us, for many of us actually, looking at prayer only as a solution doesn't always help. Because for many people, we like it too much. We like going to porn too much. But the reason why we like it is for this reason right here, the root cause. And it's different from person to person. For some people, it could be filling a void. Right? It could be filling a void. Simple as that. You can see that. It could be filling a void. For many guys, sometimes there's something that's lacking in their lives that they need to go and start conquering. But because they don't know what it is, whatever it is that comes back up, they go back to porn so they can continually fill that void. And they fill that void for a temporal feeling, and then it's gone. And then it passes, and the void comes back again. They go back to porn, then it's fine. And then they go back to porn, and it's this vicious cycle. It's the same kind of feeling actually you get when you do things like drugs, when you do things like alcohol. The same thing. There is a void that needs to be filled, and you need a vice to kind of cover that for you, right? A big one, another big one, many people fail to understand, this is one thing I struggle with myself personally, is, boredom. Here's one, I can't even begin to explain enough how this has changed, has affected my life. It's so bad. And I'm not even saying like, oh no, I don't know what to do, I'm just sitting and let me watch porn. That's one of it. But sometimes it's because you have too many things you're doing that don't stimulate your mind in the way it's supposed to be stimulated. And once you see yourself now in that like bored state where you're doing the same repetitive tasks over and over and over again, you need a break from that. And the best break you can find is something that will fill the void and cure the boredom, and that would be porn. You see where this is going. You see how dangerous this thing can get. So when you think of porn, don't think of porn as the thing. Porn is just a byproduct of the fact that you have not dealt with your root cause. And I can't tell you what your root cause can be unless I work with you like one-on-one, then we can dissect it together and see how we can build from there. But for many people, they're either filling a void or trying to cure some kind of boredom, some kind of repetitive tasks. So I want you guys to do this right now. So here's a quick task for you. I need you to go to God and ask Him to reveal to you what your root cause may be. Because He can show you. When I asked Him, He showed me. It was boredom. The fact that I was seriously doing the same thing over and over and over, day in and day out, nothing new, nothing to stimulate my mind in a way that He intended and created me to act and function like, That's why I went back to this thing, right? So now that I've learned that, currently working on it myself, trying to see how it works, I'm going to start conquering this bad boy here. And I want you guys to do the same thing on your side. If you have a problem with it, please comment below. Let me know how the journey is going, how if you found your root cause and how we can see how we can help in that aspect. But for many of us who do not find it, go to God or at least do some kind of introspection and find out what your root cause is. Because I promise you, once you find the root cause and you deal with that thing at its center, you will technically be free, right? But if I let me give you some practical steps going forward, right? First thing I need you to do every day, every morning is pray. Get used to spending time with the Lord on a daily basis, because once you start adding the good stuff into your life, the bad stuff starts getting expunged. 2, after you find it, identify your root cause, right? That's one thing I just mentioned there. Start with prayer, identify your root cause, and see how it works, and then see how it goes, right? And then most importantly, deal aggressively. Deal aggressively with it. Hope you can see that. Deal aggressively with it. You can't let this thing continue to dominate you, boys. No, because God has put such great ideas in your mind, but your mind has been clouded with all this porn and lustful thoughts, and it comes from the root cause. Sort that sucker out, pray, and let God be your leader and guide, and you deal aggressively with it. If it means cutting people out of your life, do so. If it means cutting things out of your life, do so. Right? Try not to like actively harm yourself though. So that's it for me, right? I hope you guys learned something from this and we can grow together. I want to show you more tips and tricks you can actually start implementing into your life that you can actually help you become a better person. So this video right here is what YouTube suggests would be better for you to then elevate your masculinity to a higher level. So watch this video here. I'll see you over there.